What is up, guys? Delboy here. So I wasn't going to make any more videos today until I saw this news story of a fight that has just been confirmed, promoted by Top Rank. Bryant Jennings versus Oscar Rivas. First and foremost, I think this is a great fight. It goes down on the 18th of January. Great heavyweight fight between two guys who, they come to fight, and stylistically, this one should really gel. Neither guy are huge heavyweights, to be quite honest. Bryant Jennings is around 6'3", and Oscar Rivas is around 6'1.5", I believe. So neither guy are the biggest in the heavyweight division, and I think stylistically this fight could gel quite well. Bryant Jennings, we all know about him. He's a tough man. He, fights anybody. And I enjoy watching his fights. I actually think this guy has decent skills, but he does get drawn into a few too many wars for my liking. Bryant Jennings is most notable for his losses to Vladimir Klitschko, who was the heavyweight champion at the time, and also Luis Ortiz. I actually felt he put up a really good showing against Klitschko. He was tough. He took a couple of rounds. But against Ortiz, I think he got his tactics wrong. He tried to slug, and he got knocked out. But apart from that, he does have some decent wins also. He beat Arthur Spilka, who was undefeated at the time. He beat Dimitrenko. He beat Mike Perez. He beat Andrei Fedosov. Jennings does have a few good wins in the heavyweight division. I would describe Jennings as a borderline top 10 fighter in the division. Maybe just outside the top 10. That's the kind of level he operates at, in my opinion. And as for Oscar Rivas, a little more less known. Rivas was a good amateur. He does have some pedigree. He actually beat Pulev in the amateurs, I believe. But since he's turned pro, his career's never really got going. He turned pro back in 2009. He has had 24 fights, but he's not had that step-up fight. He's struggled to get the big fights for a number of reasons. Firstly, he's high risk, low reward. He's a Colombian plying his trade in Canada. He doesn't really have a fan base, so there's no money in fighting him. But not only that has that held him back, he's also been held back by injuries, and namely eye injuries, which is a bit worrying. At one point, he could only really get licensed in Canada. It appears that is no longer an issue, as this fight is in the United States. So hopefully he's recovered from all that, and, I'm glad to see him get a big fight. Now we get to see how good this guy really is. There are a few people out there who rate Oscar Rivas. A lot of people think he can make a bit of noise in the heavyweight division. I've got to be honest, I'm on the fence. At one point I was really high on Oscar Rivas, at the point when he knocked out Joey Abel, he really starched him, and he looked like a really good talent, but, the last sort of couple of fights I've seen from him, he doesn't look quite as dynamic. He's kind of looked workmanlike. He's looked one-paced. So against Herve Habu, I felt he looked really one-dimensional in that fight. Kind of plodding a bit too much. So hopefully he can really, get motivated for this fight and find his best form. Rivas does have to win a fight on December the 1st before this fight. He is fighting Fabio Maldonado. I believe he's an MMA fighter. Maldonado has a good record at heavyweight, but, he's fought absolute cream puffs. So Oscar Rivas, he should deal with him quite easily. And providing he does, we have Bryant Jennings versus Oscar Rivas. Like I said, I think this fight is going to be very good. Bryant Jennings, I think, has better skills than people give him credit for. But Bryant Jennings has a habit of getting into wars. And Oscar Rivas, he's an aggressive fighter by nature. He likes to get that left hook off. He likes to find his power punches up close. Rivas is an aggressive fighter. So, two smaller heavyweights, two guys who are aggressive by nature. This fight should gel if you've looked at both guys in the past. Bryant Jennings, he should really try to utilise his long reach and box. At some points he was outboxing Dimitrenko. But Bryant Jennings rarely sticks to a game plan for a whole fight. There's going to be times when he lets Rivas get up close and he'll trade with Rivas. And that is when Bryant Jennings will be in danger, because Rivas does hit hard. He's got a good left hook. His hand speed for heavyweight is quite good also. You know, potentially there's going to be fireworks here. If Rivas finds his best form, this fight does have upset potential, to be quite honest. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it is a great fight. Credit to Top Rank for putting this on, because Rivas is high risk, low reward. You know, a lot of people out there, if Jennings wins this fight, they will say, well, Rivas never beat anybody. But, you know, these are risky fights. Credit to Top Rank for putting this fight on. And I'm really glad Bryant Jennings has been active under Top Rank. He is one of my favourite heavyweights. So, yeah, I love this fight. Share your thoughts below. Peace.